Hi all, good morning. So, today we have Melissa who has had various HR positions in some of the top leading companies, which includes Yahoo, includes IBM, as well as many entertainment companies. She has had the opportunity to serve as a change catalyst and has had the opportunity as well to establish strong work connections within the work environment that she worked in. Let's welcome Melissa on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom. Hi, Melissa, how are you doing today?
Hi, Manal. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me today.
Of course, Melissa. So you've had such an interesting experience with so many wonderful companies. What got you into these specific sort of companies and why were you interested in working with them in the first place?
Are we talking about the today, the one that I'm currently
I think
working?
we're just interested in knowing about your journey and then getting to the company that you're currently working with.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Brazil, and I was transferred over 20 years ago to the United States. When I landed in the U.S., I immediately started working for IBM, and then later on from Thomson Reuters, who sent me as an expat to my own country to be the head of M&A, due diligence, and integration for the company that we were like bringing on board and acquiring. And But I wanted to come back to the United States. Yahoo had an opportunity for me to be the head of LATAM and U.S. Hispanic out of Miami. Came, I returned to the U.S. and after a promotion, they moved me to a global role in Sunnyvale in the Bay Area. Was happy. However, it got to a point that I wanted to go to a smaller organization, and I moved to Opera MediaWorks, a startup at the time, and with a lot of acquisitions. So I did a lot of acquisitions, a lot of integration, and I was running human resources people, right, for the organization. That went to almost 1,000 employees from 400 when we started. And later on, I moved to Deluxe Entertainment. Deluxe Entertainment is a company that now they split up, but at the time we had about 9,000 employees in the entertainment industry, from everything that you could expect in terms of the background of how to make a movie, a series, an advertising. And I had about 115 HR professional under me across the globe. But I love technology, and technology is where it's my spot, where I have my sunshine, where I connect very well. And I wanted to come back to, because at the time I was in Los Angeles, I wanted to return to the Bay Area and be in the Silicon Valley, be around the mindset of the Silicon Valley. So I took this position at Actian. And Actian, I'm the chief people officer for the organization. I run the HR in people, as we call it, people team, which includes the recruiting team, the talent acquisition, employee experience, the HR business partnership in operations. That is all from compensation, benefits, and systems, everything in between. And that's where I am. I love being at Actin. Actin is a database
Wow.
organization and in a cloud. And we are growing. We just did a partnership with Google, and we launched about like a week ago. So we are, in a great path of the organization and growth.
That's great to hear, especially because I mean you were a girl from Brazil, and then you decided to take your own path. So that involved moving from city to city, then moving from company to company, and that just shows how inspiring and wonderful you are, especially because you pursued your dream, and then you realize that okay, your passion lies in technology, and this is how you ended up being a chief people officer. So that's an inspiration for women out there to constantly pursue their dreams. So thank you, Melissa, for actually being a remarkable woman and being inspiration for women out there, especially to pursue their dreams, because a lot of women just are very scared to take the first step, which is usually the hardest.
Absolutely, and they shouldn't. The only person
Of course,
that stays in front of you and your dreams is yourself. So you need
that's
to
very
take that
true.
piece out of it and just go for it. We all have.
That's very true. So you've had such a vast experience, wonderful experience, I might add. So I'm curious to know, because you've had such a successful path. What is something according to you that candidates can do to increase their chances of getting their dream job?
Yes, sure. I would say the following, right? we have the tendency to look at the job description and think that we need to check mark every single requirement, and that's not true. Okay, most of the times the companies want a unicorn, somebody that doesn't exist. So we have to have the courage to display ourselves by going, okay, I'm going to look for this position. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't work, I'm just trying. Not be afraid of what's going to hold you back, but you look forward to what you want to do in the future and apply for those positions. When you were talking to people, it is, whoever's in front of you was in your place one day, right? Not be, afraid to not display yourself. To this point, I don't know of, but we are still not hiring robots. We are hiring people. And people, they are going to be adding into a culture or not, right? So if they are afraid, if they're scared, if they have resistance when they're talking to a hiring manager, that's going to be demonstrated by the way they talk. So displaying who they are, coming with, I know what I know and what I don't know I can learn. And you will be successful, right? That's just two little things, right? There are like 1,000 things that we can
I
talk
think,
about,
yeah.
right?
That's very true. And I think humans, as in like what distinguishes human from AI specifically, is the ability to make meaningful connections. And you really need to show what you are, who you are as a person, in order to connect with the hiring manager and develop a meaningful relationship. Because at the end of the day, it's how we both are on the same page for a bigger cause together to solve the problem within the company. So I can definitely see why you specifically mentioned that. And also I'd love to hear, because you have dealt with HR specifically for a quite long time, what are some of the challenges that you have faced when you're looking for the right talent? Like, as in, like, the pandemic definitely changed the landscape regarding how people hire and everything. But according to you, what are some things that you faced when you were looking for talent and you're just like, okay, I can't seem to find this person? What do you do to address
Well,
that
we are
problem?
going through this right now, right? And you touched on, which is, the remote work, the hybrid work. You can work anywhere in the world. So the time now is for employees to be looking for jobs. The employers are suffering across the globe because we are trying to figure out, how it's going to be the compensation for that employee, how it's going to be the benefits for that employee. Everybody is in this new path where nobody has like the most wonderful answer. Even large companies like Google, they're figuring it out. So for us, it is for our organization itself. We are very fixed into always up leveling the culture of the organization. So we need to hire people that are going to be add on into the culture, and it is somebody that has passion, that is driven, that wants to go somewhere, is willing to learn. We are a company that has been around for 40 years, and we have employees that have been working for many years with our company, but we also have, uh, as I said, a new partnership with Google, in that it's pivoting a lot of the new and the old. So be willing to work hard, but be willing to have fun, right? So if the person, when they're talking to us, they're displaying those things, it makes it much easier for us to find the talent, because the technical skill set is going to be valid no matter what, right? That's going to happen. But the hiring
Yeah,
manager in
that's
the
true.
end wants somebody that bring a lot of the value
That's
to the
true.
culture of their team and the organization.
Yeah, I can completely see that. Technical skills, as in, like, yes, you can definitely see that when you start working, but it's the culture, the way you interact and everything is how you will definitely thrive in a company. So you've definitely mentioned that, as in, like, you've recently had a partnership with Google, you've been hiring. So what are some specific roles that you are looking for? So if, for example, in the audience definitely shows interest, they will know, okay, your company is hiring for these roles. This is what I have to do. So, what are the some skills that you're currently looking for? What are some roles that are
Wow,
currently
we
open
have
in your
we have
company?
so many roles right now for the size of organization. We have a director of UI experience. We have a director of product marketing. We have more junior marketing positions. We have an HR generalist, a people generalist based out of Austin. Several engineering positions, from cloud DevOps to just senior software engineers. We are even interns right now. We're looking for interns, and interns in finance, in engineering, in HR, because everything is happening at once, right? And our internship is going to be mostly, remote, where it gives opportunity for kids everywhere in the world if they want to. So, in our careers page, you're going to see several the positions
Yeah.
from GNA, from sales positions, from marketing, finance, all the way to all spectrums of engineering and product.
Wow. So you have a range of roles open, but are these roles specific to just the US, or are you, as in, like, more open to countries all over the world?
Yeah, we have several employees based out of Bangalore, few in Poland. We also have in Ilmenau, Germany, Hamburg, Germany. We have in London. In the United States, we have a center of excellence in Austin, but we also have employees all over the United States, and continue growing. Those are where we are hiring to mostly. But no, right?
It, that sounds wonderful, Melissa. So you have such a diverse team, people based all over the world who are passionate about something, and I can definitely see that they get inspiration from someone like you who is so passionate about the technology itself, which shines through when you were speaking. So, Melissa, it was a pleasure having you. Our time is up. If people do reach out to me specifically regarding if they're interested in working with your company, I will definitely forward them to you. But thank you so much, Melissa. It was an absolute pleasure learning about your journey and how you've grown so much over time.
Thank you, Manal, for having me. It was such a pleasure just,
Of
chatting with
course. Thank you.